Call halal la Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Waha, Raha, Kwadash. All praises and glory go to you, Lord. Double honors and respect go to our apostles, bishops, elders, and teachers, the men of great millstone. To you I say shalom. Salutations to the hopefully elect out there. It's your brother Amraya, and I don't have a long video today. I just wanted to get into a little bit of knowledge about wisdom, okay? And dealing with wisdom, you find sound wisdom and instruction located throughout the Holy Scriptures, okay? As it says in Psalms 119, how shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed according to thy word, okay? And this word is good for sound example, sound advice, sound direction, okay? But dealing with wisdom is a very volatile situation because wisdom is not always guaranteed, okay? Wisdom is not always guaranteed, okay? And in your foolishness, you can wind up coming into this truth, being blessed with a little bit of wisdom, and as it begins to walk with you, finds your ways crooked and departs from you, okay? This is Sirach chapter 4 and verse 11. Wisdom exalteth her children, and lay hold of them that seek her. Right, okay? You have to seek wisdom, and how do you seek it? Okay? Wisdom can be found in this book. If you seek her diligently, if you study to show yourself approved, a workman that rightly divideth the word of truth, who need not to be ashamed, roughly paraphrasing, okay? Verse 12, he that loveth her loveth life, and they that seek to her early shall be filled with joy. He that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory, and wheresoever she entereth, Yahweh will bless. They that serve her shall minister to the Holy One, right? Know ye not when you're ministering these words that are really not your own, they are of wisdom, they are of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that you are ministering not only to the saints, but you're ministering onto the Holy One, okay? He likes the cadence when it's sung properly. Verse 14 again, they that serve her shall minister to the Holy One, and them that love her Yahweh doth love. Whosoever giveth ear unto her shall judge the nations, right? So clearly wisdom is only for the nation of Israel, okay? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians, you confusion of faces. But whosoever giveth ear unto her shall judge the nations, and he that attendeth unto her shall dwell securely. If a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her, and his generation shall hold her in possession. But check this, here's the point that I was trying to make, verse 17. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline, until she may trust his soul, and try him by her laws, right? Okay, so wisdom is based in the law. Okay, we're going to take a quick detour. Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 18. The fear of Yahweh is the first step to be accepted of him, and wisdom obtaineth his love. Right? Didn't we just read that in Sirach 4? The knowledge of the commandments of Yahweh is the doctrine of life, and they that do the things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. Check this, verse 20. The fear of Yahweh is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law and the knowledge of his omnipotency, right? So going back, chapter 4, and we were on verse 17. The first, verse 17, Salakia. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline, until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws, right? The laws, statutes, and commandments that are outlined throughout the Holy Scriptures, man. Okay? This is wisdom, and you will be tried by the laws. Now, granted, in these latter days, with the Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach dying on that cross for the sins of the nation of Israel, there's a bit of grace and mercy, because it is impossible for us to follow all the laws of the Holy Scriptures while in captivity. But by faith and by works, okay, we shall be redeemed. By faith and by works. And you can find this outlined in 2 Ezra chapter 9 as well. By faith and works whereby they have believed, roughly paraphrasing. Verse 18. Then will she return the straight way unto him, and comfort him, and show him her secrets. But if he go wrong, she will forsake him, and give him over to his own ruin. Right? Okay, you can come into this truth, but that doesn't mean you're going to remain into this truth. You can come on to wisdom, and wisdom can come on to you. But it doesn't mean that wisdom will always remain with you. Okay? And you've seen this time and time again, if you've been watching Great Millstone. Some of the people that came in wound up bugging out, losing the oil. Okay? Wisdom stopped supping with them. Wisdom was no longer inside of them. Wisdom forsake them, and then they bugged out. Okay? Verse 19 again, but if he go wrong, she will forsake him and give him over to his own ruin. Right? So be careful. Okay? It's like a relationship. You misuse and abuse it, you lose it. You misuse and abuse it, you lose it. Verse 20, observe the opportunity and beware of evil, and be not ashamed when it concerneth thy soul. Right? Constantly examine yourself. If it is brought to your attention, examine it deeply. Don't just pass it off as some hating or, criticism that was not necessary. Always look inside to see if wisdom is trying to speak to you. For there is a shame that bringeth sin, and there is a shame which is glory and grace. Accept no person against thy soul, and let not the reverence of any man cause thee to fall. And refrain not to speak when there is an occasion to do good, and hide not thy wisdom in her beauty. Right? Okay? And wisdom is always dealing in the performance of the law. Okay? So it's a constant examining whether you are following the laws. The same way if you're driving, you're constantly observing yield signs, stop signs, left lane closures. Whatever the signs indicate, they tell you how to drive correctly. And the same thing with the laws, statutes, and commandments. It guides your life how to walk correctly in the fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? Verse 24. Verse 24. For by speech wisdom shall be known, and learning by the word of the tongue. Right? And learning can happen multiple ways. You can learn by reading. One can learn by hearing the words. Okay? Matter of fact, quick detour. Go to Romans real quick. 10. Right, verse 17. So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Right. So you can also hear the words and learn that way as well. Okay, because long before the law was written, it was oral. Okay. So I can going back to Sirach 4 and 24. For by speech wisdom shall be known, and learning by the word of the tongue. And no wise speak against the truth, but be abashed of the error of thine ignorance. Right? And I've had to check myself on this issue multiple times. Okay? Because some of these laws that you might have overlooked, you didn't think it was too important until the day it becomes a glaring problem in your life. And you realize, oh, snap, I'm going off. Okay? And, hey, a righteous man falls 7 times but gets back up 7 times as well. So you got to get up and keep moving, repair the issue, and keep walking towards the light. Verse 26, be not ashamed to confess thy sins, and force not the course of the river. Make not thyself an underling to a foolish man, neither accept the person of the mighty. Strive for the truth unto death, and Yahweh shall fight for thee. Right. You got to keep going, even if it means you die over it, okay? And with all of these different obstacles coming down the path of the nation of Israel, Jacob's trouble, the third woe, pestilences, famines, and plagues, the MOT to the B, all these different obstacles, hey, you got to strive for the truth unto death, okay? Straight up. But the Lord will fight for you if you make his business your business. If you seek wisdom with all your heart and might, and don't look for any other substance, okay? Be not hasty in thy tongue, and in thy deeds slack and remiss. Be not as a lion in thy house, nor frantic among thy servants. Right. And I've had to deal with that myself. I mean, be not a lion in thy house. Don't be roaring and, constantly yelling at people and doing all of this other stuff. It doesn't lead to anything good on your behalf. And quite frankly, one that does that lacks wisdom. Okay? So be not as a lion in thy house, nor frantic among thy servants. Let not thine hand be stretched out to receive, and shut when thou shouldest repay. And this is all sound advice of wisdom, okay? And just dealing with that subject. I know a lot of brothers in this truth. They're sincere, but they get caught up in this same measure, okay? If your hand is open to receive, if you request and you receive, don't close it when it's time to repay, okay? Pay what you owe, okay? The Lord is delighted in his saints when they do right. All of these laws, statutes, and commandments, not the very least of them is unimportant. As it says in Matthew chapter 5, not one jot or one tittle, the minutest portion of the law, shall in no wise pass until all be fulfilled. So, hey, if you're seeking after wisdom, you got to really look into the details. And in my line of work, it's all about the details. So I understand the Lord is looking for those that are going to pay attention to even the minutest portion of his details. Hopefully this has been edifying. Call halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai for this message. Till the next time, Israel. Shalom.